Live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Dr. Jerry Doby. And today, one of my bucket list interviews, I've got Nephew Tommy Miles. And we're here to talk about own smash hit dating series Ready to Love, which is came back and bigger than ever, hosted by, of course, the incomparable Nephew Tommy Miles. This was season 10, and it takes us deep into the heart of Philadelphia, where, successful Black singles in their 30s and 40s continue their unpredictable search for love. With only 6 bachelors and 7 bachelorettes left this season, the stakes couldn't have been higher. And as they balance careers, emotions, family expectations in one of America's most iconic cities. We got to celebrate this because this is a historic milestone. Ready to Love celebrated 150 episodes, solidifying it as the #1 cable show in its time slot among African American women for 8 consecutive seasons. Salute, salute, salute. With heartfelt connections, surprising twists, and dramatic two-part reunions, season 2 promises to be the most unforgettable chapter yet. And now, holla at you. Boy, Nephew. Tell me welcome and thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Jerry. How you doing, man?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Amazing. I'm honored to get this bucket list. I've been following you since radio. Now I get to see you and I get to face up with you. So I'm really honored. Thank you for the
Thank you,
time.
brother. Thank you. It's a
So,
pleasure.
so Ready to Love has officially reached its 150th episode. What
Right.
does that milestone mean to you personally and to the show's legacy?
You know what, man? This is a lot. This is big. This is not something that when you start out, what you expect. When you start out, you're like, oh my God, I hope we get picked up for another season.
Right.
But when you look back and you're at season 10 and we're crawling up at 150 episodes, it's it's a blessing first and foremost, but it actually resonates and lets us know that what we've been putting out is working. And you when you're on in every, I mean, a lot of households on Friday night, it lets you know that the genuineness, the authentic of this show, and this is not just a situation where oh yeah, we're in our 20s, and these are people with careers, these are people with kids, families, been around the block, and you want to see these kind of people take time, stop, and they decide they're gonna find love, and you actually watch them go through their journey. And I think that's the difference between us and a lot of other dating shows.
I think what I personally enjoy when I do get an opportunity to watch it is that it's not the standard fare. This
No.
is really in depth with real people,
Yep.
as you say, have 9 to 5s or careers, or they're at a advanced stage in life. They
Mm-hmm.
grown folks. Let's just
They
say that.
grown. There you go. There you go. They grown folks.
They
You
grown
know.
folks. So season 10, set in Philadelphia.
Right.
How does this cast, because this is back-to-back seasons in Philly, right? So
Yep.
how does this cast compare to past cities in terms of energy, chemistry, and
Let me
and
tell you.
storytelling?
I can say it just like this in 2 words: unapologetically real. Philadelphia is real, man. They calling you out on everything, calling each other out on everything, and it's like you got to be real. What you bring to the table, man, you got to be real about it. Somebody gonna call you on it. The ladies will check the men will make sure these ladies are on point. So it's I really like this cast because there was no shucking and jiving. Either you're gonna bring your A game, or we're gonna realize you're not on your A game.
Man. So with only 6 bachelors and 7 bachelorettes left in this season, right?
Yeah.
What makes the dynamics at this stage of the season especially compelling in your eyes?
Well, you know what, man? Once you're uneven, right? like you said, we got 6 bachelors and 7 bachelorettes, right? So you know what happens? Somebody's got to make a decision. And when 6 is making a decision on 7, somebody's going to get left out, and somebody's going to realize we didn't have the connection that I thought we had. So you got guys that's got connections with 2, 3 different people. When you start dwindling down like this is when you have to make a decision, and this is when it gets tense. This is when it gets tight, and this is when we start pulling on our heartstrings, trying to make a decision on what's the right fit for us.
Now, the show highlights singles in their 30s and 40s.
Right.
Now, I'm a 60-year-old, so I'm gonna say them kids in the 30s is still just discovering themselves. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Why do you think this age group resonates so strongly with viewers?
I think when you're choosing those that's in their mid 30s, I think that's when they start to make a change. I think and when they start to become serious about a relationship. I mean, come on, Jerry, when we were in our 20s,
Yeah,
we was a hot mess, man. We weren't
Tommy, I'm telling you.
brother, I was bananas. But I think when you get to your 30s is when you decide, you know what, it's time for me to be a grown person now.
Mhm.
And I think these that we have in our 30s are ready to make those decisions, saying, you know what, I want something serious now. I want something that's going to be right for me. And I think mid 30s is that time where you start saying, okay, I got to
Mhm.
settle down. If I don't settle down now, I'm gonna look up 10 years later, and I'm gonna be even a worse situation. So I think mid 30s is a good time to start saying, let me get my stuff together.
Yeah, I think mid 30s is like when you really start to meet yourself.
Yes.
You
Yes.
really start to meet yourself. And so, with that said, season 10 has been described as one of the most emotionally vulnerable yet.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? As we're describing, you're meeting yourself, especially in that. I'm picking on these 30s. I know I am.
Hey, well, let
But
me jump in. Let me jump in for a second, Jerry. Not, you're meeting yourself, and what I like about Ready to Love, man, is some people walk away with a love connection,
mhm, mhm,
but
mhm.
some people walk away finding out about who they really are. You
Yeah.
may leave. You may leave by yourself. You may leave with not a connection. But guess what? You connected and found out a lot about you. You found out some great qualities. You found out some things that you need to work on. You found out who you really are. And that
Mm,
right there is the most positive part about the journey is you get to find out about you.
mm. Was there a highlight about what stood out to you about the Phillies cast's willingness to open up, considering Philly's a conservative kind of, you know what I mean?
You know what I like about this particular this what I like about Philly. Let me tell you something about Philly. I didn't know Philly has a really thick dialect. I didn't know that till I got there. I was like, man, Philly is like that. That language is strong.
Hmm.
Um, but I of course I enjoyed the city. But let me say this, man. What I like is when they go in the house. When you have this getaway, and it's uneven. All right, and you go in the house, and now there's no okay. We're leaving today. No, you're stuck in the house. You're on this
Mm,
property for 2 or 3 days. And what I love about it is now we get to find out who really wants who. Now you can't now you can't play no games because
right.
it's all in your face now. And you got to decide, okay, I'm really liking this lady, but you didn't already told this other lady you like her too. Now it's time to make a decision. And once you're under one house, man, one roof, the
Mm.
decisions come out. They're made. Trust me, right there in front of whomever likes it or don't like it, the decisions are made.
You're getting your whole card pulled. That's what you're
There you
saying.
go.
Bottom line. And then to add an additional piece of spice to it, this season introduced family members into the
Yeah,
process.
right.
So, how did that added layer of accountability shape the singles decision?
Well, the best thing, the one group of people that's gonna give you some sincere advice is family members. Family
Mm,
members aren't gonna sugarcoat anything. They know who you are and they know what's good for you and what's not good for you. So they're able to sit across the table and talk to somebody and say, this ain't good for you because you don't do
Mm,
this, you don't do
yeah.
that. You're not gonna bow down to that. The family members gonna let it out. So that's always a good twist, man, is because you're gonna get somebody that's gonna give you their honest opinion.
Leave it to the people to get on that know you the best, get on camera and
Woo!
call
It's
you
all
on your
coming out.
BS. Call you on your BS, like Playboy. Yeah, don't even. So the finale brunch is like always really dramatic.
Yep.
Without giving up, too much info. What should fans look forward to, like in that climactic moment?
You know what? The what you're looking for is you've been riding on this journey with us for 10 plus weeks.
Mm,
And now here comes the exclamation point of, okay, I've been wanting such and such to connect with this person, or I've been wanting this girl to connect with this guy. Now you get to really see,
mm,
you and your wife or you and your girlfriends, all of y'all been sitting on the couch every Friday night, and you're trying to put the puzzle together. You're trying to see, no, she's gonna end up with him, or he's gonna end up with her. So here's the climactic point, and now it comes out at the brunch where you get to see who walks away with who.
mm. Now reunions and I've been married 22 years. And I walk in, I can't stand it. My wife is always watching these reunion shows from one show or another.
Right.
But with this particular reunion episode, it's not so volatile, but it's a fan favorite part. What can you tease about the two-part reunion for season two
Ooh, without giving it up,
without
right?
giving it up?
Without
Right,
giving it
right,
up. Come
right.
on, man. You're asking a lot now, Jerry. Okay. I will say this.
Okay, okay.
What you thought was what you thought isn't what you thought. And then here's another person that came into the play and you didn't think that. So when we get to the reunion, you'll be like, how did this person get what happened? And it
Uh,
all comes out. So you get to see, after so many months have passed by and we get back together with a reunion, now you start seeing who stayed together, who didn't stay together, and how in the world did this one get with that one when you'd even see them together doing the journey at all. And it all comes out.
it's wild. It's wild. I appreciate your time. I got the last two questions, and
Sure.
thank you for your patience. This is insight from you from the inside looking out. Having hosted Ready to Love for 10 seasons, what's the biggest lesson about relationships or love that you've learned along the way?
Um, I mean, the biggest thing that I've learned, and I'm constantly preaching it to the contestants, and I'm learning it every day, is communication is the key. If there's an open line of communication between you and your partner, um, that's going to help the relationship go so much further because you're being open with each other about how you feel. You're being vulnerable about everything. If you got that, if you have that open line, if you don't have that open line, if it's closed up, you'll be surprised how many people are living with someone but really living by themselves.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? There's
mm,
a lot of people that are living married to someone, but really daily, you're really stuck in here because you're by yourself, because you haven't opened up the communication line. No matter what you're going through in life, what's happening at your job, how do you feel about something? Here's a new idea. You're so close up. You don't want to give it, you don't want to open it up because you don't want it to be shot down.
mm.
But if you were to open up and tell your partner, your wife, your husband, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I think we should do. Here's something I think we should look into. If you don't open up, we're never gonna get to where we can go because you didn't keep it all in, man.
Mm. Brothers say what you feel, women say what you mean, and we can do what make it happen. Look, congratulations once again. This show has consistently ranked number one in its time slot among African American women. The wiser men are watching what the women are doing. Just like we buy music because the women like it, watch this
Yep,
show because the women
that's
like it.
right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Why do you think Ready to Love continues to resonate so deeply after a decade
Yeah.
on air?
I think our viewers see something real. I don't think it's not popcorn. It's real. It's not something that you're not looking at some 20-year-olds that they got the ripped up bodies and all of that. We're looking at people that look like us. We're looking at people that's our age. We're looking at people that have been around the block. We're looking at people that have had some relationships and it didn't work out. We can relate to that. And so it's so relatable and real that I think that's why it has the longevity that it has. It's because, okay, we can, oh my God, if that's not my cousin, oh my God, that's my brother. My brother act just like, man, if that ain't my sister with that type of attitude, we start seeing ourselves and we start seeing family members, we start seeing friends, we start seeing it saying, oh my God, you got to watch this show. You know why? Because that is you right there. And then you start watching it and you start saying, is that me? Because you know what? We don't know what we look like. And now we got something to show us what we look like. Black love, baby.
Black
Black don't crack.
love. Look, Ready to Love, these cats, these ladies and gentlemen in their 30s and 40s, you know what I mean, have passed through the era. This is the visual manifestation of the era of babies raising babies. We
Yeah.
get to see the relationships and the development and what's going on. Ready to Love is the perfect showcase to get a microcosm of today's relationship dynamics this year and back last year, Philly, but been all over the country. I look forward to more and supporting you, man. Please, please, please come back because you said something earlier. We won't go back into it because I know you got to go, but that I would love to get you on screen with a clinical social worker that does family and relationship stuff, and we do a whole segment just on that
We
part.
could do it.
I
We could
love
do
it.
it.
All right,
Thank you.
the Hype Magazine live sessions. Tommy Miles, Ready to Love on TV. Number one.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. And we out.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
Really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.